You're all pretty much as masochistic as I am, aren't you? Welcome back to Metroid Other M. And in case it's not obvious by this point, which is going to be the fourth part, I hate this fucking game. I hate quite a bit about this fucking game. And I know the obvious question, why do you continue to play it? Why do you subject yourself and us to having to watch you rage? And some people have deluded themselves into thinking that I am raging for no other reason but to rage. But sorry to tell you, there's a lot to rage at. Read the fucking video description that I typed out over the course of maybe 15 minutes. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get my money's worth out of this game. I'm trying beyond all hope to find little flashes of what I like about this game. And there are some, but they're very, very few. And they haven't happened yet. So, yeah, this is just me feeling the rightful buyer's remorse. I feel like a sucker because I blew $50 on this. And unlike some of you, I at least haven't deluded myself into thinking that I bought something great and worth the $50 price tag. Or fuck that, even the $5 price tag. Christ. Anyways, we're already in this little pathetic mini-boss fight. I'm not even sure what to call it, besides a waste of my fucking time. So these little flying robots, what the hell are they called? I don't care. The point is that they don't do a whole lot of damage, even when they do ram into you. So, go nuts! And you can sense move in first-person mode. I think there's 3 of these robots, and that's all. I'm not going to call these even a mini-boss, because these, like many of the so-called mini-bosses in this game, become normal enemies. And thank you, sense move, for fucking me over. Anyways, 2 missiles later. Fire them like a Pez dispenser. What did they drop? Let me concentrate first. What did I get? I got a suit upgrade. Diffusion beam? What the fuck is that? Samus, I'm not going to allow you to use the diffusion beam yet. I must actually investigate it to determine that it's safe to use. At this point in the game, when I got here, that's what I was thinking. Because the diffusion missiles from Fusion happened to be something that were quite powerful. You know, they had a huge amount of splash damage. And I was thinking throughout the whole time, you know, maybe it'll be like those diffusion missiles and you won't be able to actually use them until later. But no, the diffusion beam just gives your charge shots a whole lot of splash damage. Nothing too special to it. Looks a little bit flashier when you actually make impact with it. And it's nice that this game actually has something new. New is not a bad thing, contrary to what I may say. But yeah, we went on a wild goose chase to unlock a door from a half a dozen or so rooms back. Might as well save my progress now. Motherfucking game. So, we go from one mini-boss fight to the next. And hey, it's a Foon! And the other thing that's not the Foon. The Foon has the face, this thing does not have the face. This is pretty much just go nuts, enjoy, fire missiles when you want. Well, it seems I can only fire missiles. And I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but in first-person view mode, you can actually waggle the Wiimote to use your sense move in first person. And it doesn't add anything besides another easy way for you to abuse it, because waggling it is even more exhausting than just tapping your fucking control pad. But it is what it is. Just keep firing missiles over and over and over. And eventually, maybe, it'll be nice and give me the lethal strike option. Of course, now I'm trying to hit its back. Now, what the fuck? Why the hell are these supposed to be a boss? Or a mini-boss or something? Why? They're goddamn normal enemies in Super Metroid, so why? I don't get it. Anyways, lethal strike. Yes, I get it. And the game has a really context-sensitive tutorial. Like, if it says, well, you should lethal strike here, it'll tell you, you should lethal strike here. Go figure. So I killed the easy one, and of course the food is what's left, because the food's stronger, I guess. Come on, show me your belly. Show me that fucking belly, food, asshole. I have to just mention that it's silly that this game has so much of Samus just getting swallowed like a cartoonish Nintendo character. That was not a very good run of that fight, but you know, whatever. Who gives a shit? And we have unlocked a Morph Ball cannon, which is going to give us a shortcut back to where we want to go. Realistically, guys, there are points in this game where the doors lock and you have to go and backtrack to unlock the doors for no other purpose. I mean, you've been past the locked door once before, and god damn it, again. At least you can fucking launch missiles like candy. Anyways, let's continue with the Biosphere, aka Totally Not TRO. A lot of people, I know, it's common in Metroid. Well, backtracking is a thing in Metroid. Yeah, it is, but most of the time you spend backtracking, you will backtrack through a portion of it, and then you'll find a quicker way of getting back to it. Case in point, your first trip to Phendrana Drifts, right? You take that first trip into Magmore Caverns through the Chozo Ruins. Usually, anyway. Unless you're one of those godly people who just skips the various suit to get to Phendrana. There's some people like that. But assuming you do it normally, you take your first trip to Phendrana, and then you go to the Magmore Caverns, and you go through a different path. You take a route into the Magmore Caverns that actually takes you to Talon Overworld instead of Chozo Ruins. And there's the same concept all throughout Super Metroid. You know, you start through an old path and then you go new. And while this wasn't particularly much of a deviation, later deviations are quite unnecessarily long. The other two sectors are the main problems with this, but we'll get to that when it's relevant. So, as I can see, there's a super missile area here for no other reason but just being here. And I'm not supposed to realize that I can actually bomb that. What you're supposed to do, provided there aren't any extra things that I have to do in this room, and I don't think there are. But it's nice that I was able to bomb that, because what you're supposed to do is the game is going to tell you there's an atmospheric generator here, or whatever the fuck it is, hologram generator, and you're supposed to find your way up there. And for the life of me right now, right, missile. There we go. So go through the little morph ball area, turn this on, and obviously, since I already turned, I'm really surprised that the game lets you bomb that, and I'm kind of impressed. I've never tried that before, but it worked. Anyways, that's what you're supposed to do. By the way, I'd like to, I'm gonna be silent for just a couple of moments. Do you guys really hear much? Do you hear much of anything at all? Here, I'm gonna be silent some more. Oh, of course we have another fucking armadillo, and of course the door is locked. So let's drill it home some more. Lethal Strike, assuming that the game's touchy control pad will actually allow you to get on top of it for a Lethal Strike. That's not always a given. But anyways. Where is it? I know this place has some music. Maybe? Music? There we go. This is like the first bit with any music that has any relevance whatsoever. Mini bosses and bosses all have this really generic fucking primal mashup of orchestral sounds. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of the orchestra. It's fully orchestrated soundtrack, well, for the most part. But they don't use that in the way that they should have. The good way to do it is quite similar to how Skyward Sword did it. That had, and while I don't care too much about the game itself, that game had a fantastically driven and themed soundtrack. That's an example of an orchestra done right. This, like I said, for the bosses and all of that shit, there's no theme that they were going for. It's just mashup of fucking heavy sounds, lots of drums, lots of oh god, another pixel hunt, and I'm looking for the Zoros or the Zeros or whatever the fuck they are. But there's not a song in this game that I can tell you offhand, that I remember offhand. There's really not. That one was okay, but either they're going for a very, atmospheric, more of a environmental, like there's no real melody. It's very primal. It's very, it's more background noise than it is music for a lot of occasions. And for the boss fights, like I said, there is one exception, but guess what? It's an already established track in the Metroid series, so you don't get a pass for delivering one good song. Holy shit, screeching! Key Hunters! Holy shit! Is this the game's excuse for a QuickTime event by immediately throwing me into a situation where the Key Hunters fuck me? Thank you, game! Thank you. And in typical Metroid fashion, the Key Hunters are relatively strong enemies. And half the time when you are always holding the fucking fire button. Always. Just because you are always needing to charge up. And that means that sometimes you'll deliver lethal strikes without even caring. Without wanting to or needing to. And that's not fair. I fucking have the first person. Fuck you. Alright. This is no boss fight. Very often, none of these are actual boss fights. None of them feel epic. None of them have a really good fucking soundtrack to go with it. Again, -1. There is one exception, but it's pretty hard to fuck up that particular boss in the Metroid series. Anyways, there is one final little plant bulb to destroy, and down goes the hive. I'm sorry, I don't feel threatened by any of this. Enemies really don't do a whole lot of damage, especially after you get access to your Various suit. The only way that they actually fucking do a shit ton of damage to you is if they're really easy to sense move. Like some of the bigger enemies. And at that point, it's just... like, oh my god, I didn't even mean to fucking lethal strike you! That's what I'm talking about. Shut the fuck up and die. Missile, 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 dead. You can even spam missiles to win. What the fuck was that? That's something that you're supposed to do over the course of like 2 rounds. I did it in 1. With no challenge. I'm totally gonna be the honeycomb mascot!
The powers of others to capture their prey.
Yum, 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 yum! Me want honeycomb!
Beast, I felt as though it was feeding off my power as well. At the same time, a thought crossed my mind.
You like my tongue, Sammy?
The howl I heard earlier. Could this creature have been the source?
Yep, that's me, alright! Yum, yum, yum! Yeah! Get the fuck out! You should kill me now!
Test area in your current sector.
But you're not going to, because you wouldn't hurt a baby!
Exam center. The other members are en route. Quickly, go meet them there.
Oh, boy. If you killed little birdie now, Samus, you would save yourself a great deal of fucking trouble. So, I really fucking hate fighting these things, because the only way you can kill them is with bombs. Missile, charge shot, none of that works. Even after you get the fucking plasma beam and that shit, it doesn't work. Bombs are the only way to go. So, let's go into vent, go down to the energy part. Gotta channel our inner Zelda. Ugh. Please, God. And I am not gonna like the exam center at all. I really fucking hate that place. Bye-bye, side hopper. And where the fuck do I want to go? I suppose I want to go in the navigation room first. That would be a good idea. The exam center, it sucks. That's all I can say. It really sucks. Because quite a bit of it you spend in that stupid clunky over-the-shoulder perspective. And that's not okay. That's not at all okay. Fucking zeros! I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking for. I'd like to, though. So, ladies, I know there's not too many of you, but I think last time I checked in my analytics, about 8% of my fans were female. So, for those of you who are female, what are your thoughts on this game? Because I'm really interested in hearing it. You know, it's a very polarizing game for us males. I can only assume it's even worse for you. Just because males seem very easily entertained. There's a lot of guys who like these really thankless, very monotonous types of games just because they make themselves... It allows them to feel like the badass that they wish they could be. Because let's face it, male gamers, badasses they are not. So, anytime it lets them be the fantasy Chuck Norris that they wish they could be, you know, they really like that. And I'm saying this as a male gamer myself. I used to love the shit out of things that did that. I did. And then I got smart. So, explain to me, female gamers out there, what your thoughts on this wretched piece of donkey crap game happen to be. Because I'd be interested in hearing it. So we have a nice little... it's kind of, you're hanging from a rail or something. I'm not sure. Now the idea is that you can hang from the rail and shoot enemies with missiles, and that'll deliver some kind of a awesome experience, but do yourself a favor and shoot them from below, and you can avoid all that crap. And as usual, let me know where the crap is for killing every enemy. I'm sorry, that's not much of a reward, especially for Metroid standards. Part of the reward in these games happens to be looking around, being in the zone, so to speak, and finding things that were hidden to you. That's part of, you know, Metroid's appeal. At least it has been for me. And as usual, as you can expect, this thing that was below me, I cannot destroy because I need gravity. Yeah. Oh, fuck. The bog rooms. Ugh. I'm not really sure what to say about these. There's a lot of puffers. There's a lot of skullteras, I think they are, the skullfish. And there are a lot of water raising and lowering puzzles, if you can even call them puzzles. The game tries in a lot of places, and sometimes it actually works. This is an okay bit of platforming, but again, it's another case of, okay game, I get it. And apparently this time I did not get it because I fucked it up. At least it looks that way. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, Skulltera! Fuck off. And it's really... I don't like having my pea shooter. And it makes no sense whatsoever, because if you're on a search and rescue mission, which is what this is, the whole point that Samus came here is for a fucking distress signal. Meaning, find somebody to rescue. That's what it is, game. I'm just saying, that's what it is. Fuck you! But if you're on a search and rescue mission, why in the fuck would you limit yourself? Who gives a shit? And why the fuck would anybody actually knowingly limit you, knowing that you would be more useful with your shit? It's just... You're not supposed to think about it. It's a gameplay element that you're just supposed to accept. But I'm sorry, I do not accept it. Because, at the very least, when it was presented in other games, people were complaining that Samus was losing her shit and it was making her seem inept. It does nowhere near the amount of ineptitude that it does in this game. So, there. That's all I have to say on that subject. But yes, any ladies who happen to be watching my videos, which I question if there are any right now, what are your thoughts on this game, if you've played it, or if you're just watching it? But let me know. I'd be interested in hearing another side, because I've seen female reviewers just lambaste this game, but what about the casual female player? What about them? And here is an interesting little, I don't even, it's kind of a puzzle. You're gonna be quick to the draw, charge this up, wall jump, whoa! Nice. Alrighty. That's a little bit more complicated, and I like that. Oh, not this room! Oh! Fuck this room. And of course we have these fly trap enemies again, just moving around in my way. Alright, where do I start? Let's start by going up. That would be good. And again, quite a bit of this room is hologram, like many of them. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a way to actually get up. And it looks like the way to start is over here. Metroid Other M! Oh. I completely forgot about this. This is actually a feature that I like. There's never been much of a purpose to doing it, but again, just like Super Metroid, if you have your shot charged up and you go into Morph Ball mode, you do your little bomb scatter. And stop trying to power bomb Samus, because you can't and you never will, because they will never be authorized. Oh, fucking Zoomer, Gamer. Again, I couldn't tell you the difference, besides maybe a palette swap. At least as far as the old Metroid games go. Prime gave something of a little bit of a difference, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, fuck off! Damn it. Let's try again. Admittedly, that was my fault, but, you know, ugh. But like I said, I'm not sure what the purpose of the bomb scatter, or whatever the fuck it's actually supposed to be called, I don't know. I'm not sure what the purpose of the bomb scatter is, besides just scattering bombs. I've never found myself really concerned about having to bomb multiple enemies at once. So, Morph ball in the pipe, and keep repeating. Why do people like this game again? I've kind of demonstrated that you can cheese the fuck out of harder enemies by spamming the hell out of missiles or spamming the hell out of overblast, assuming that, you know, the controller works with you with the overblast and doesn't screw you, which it has been known to do. And lethal strike. It's just the same shit over and over and over. It's trying to make combat a focus, and oh no! Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Your charge beam sucks. It sucks. It's pointless. Don't bother with it. Again, the charge beam has been a suitable alternative in the past Metroid games, but in this game, it's all about the missiles, at least until you get the fucking wave beam. And at that point, you know, you do more damage. Keep spamming the waggle, and the game will be kind to you. You can't do, like, this much damage in, like, 8 charge shots and 4 missiles later. Why are the missiles so much more powerful? Why are the missiles first-person view only? The missiles are that powerful because they're first-person only, so they're more inconvenient to use. Except, it doesn't... You could have handled it with a toggle system, similar to Metroid games in the past. Toggle the missiles on or off, or if you're going to go the route of the Prime games, give the missiles their own button. I mean, there's so much you could have done with this. And again, I'm not going to mindlessly hate on everything about the game. And truth be told, I'm not mindlessly hating right now as it is, but just ask the people that are fucking watching this saying that there's nothing wrong with anything that I'm actually talking about. Which there is! Fuck you! This is an enemy that takes way too goddamn much time to kill. And again, not really hard. It's just kind of like, I get it, game. I really get it. You think you're clever by constantly having the thing fire its purple people eater bombs at me. And you're not clever. Just wasted my fucking time. Now it's low, so I gotta go low. How many missiles have I fired on this thing? This is not the only time in the game that you fight these. You fight these 3 fucking times, and every time it's just like, oh. And that's 3 times not counting item collection. That was annoying. If ever they release Jurassic Park in real life, never ever make something like this. Fuck the Brachiosaurus, they can stay dead. Ugh, anyways, stand near the terminal to interact with it. Well, it's not the terminal that I want, it's... fuck. Probably space jump. Probably space jump. And like I said before, Adam's quotes as far as why he would chooses to authorize some of this stuff is it's more efficient to do it this way. Fuck efficiency. Fuck your efficiency. Like, what could possibly be efficient about anything that has been done? Anything as far as limiting yourself. Nothing. There couldn't possibly be anything at all efficient about it. So fuck this game. There will be something that I will actually say that I like, but it's not going to be until Sector 2, guys. So, and by the way, this game doesn't go in progressive order. You go to Sector 3 next, and oh my god, most of the problems that I have end up stemming from something that happens in Sector 3. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms. There are some things that I like. I'm not mindlessly hating the game, but this fucking soundtrack, have you heard anything that really strikes you at all? I don't think so. What's the guy's name? Kenshi Yamamoto or something like that. The guy who has been responsible for music in the Metroid series since Super Metroid. He was responsible for Fusion soundtrack, Super Metroid soundtrack, the entire Prime series, which apparently isn't canon, but when you have a quote-unquote canon Metroid game with Other M, you can't use Kenshi Yamamoto to make absolutely awesome melodic songs with catchy tunes? You can't? Why? I fucking love some of the songs in Metroid's history, but why in the fuck do you have this da 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 and the fucking space pirate songs that are going to be coming up when you fight them? There's one song in this game that's worth a damn, but like I said, it's been in the Metroid series before, so I will begrudgingly continue this game next time. Have a wonderful fucking day, everybody.